This is the Roulette Master, and I'm so excited today to share with you an incredible new roulette system called the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde system by Todd Hoover. And he says that you will make so much profit with this system, it will be insane. And we're going to go ahead and put his incredible new system today in a head-to-head matchup with Kentucky White's Moving Corners, which is a fantastic system that I know a lot of you love. And we're going to start with that first, and then we'll get to the new Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde roulette system. So let's start with Moving Corners. You can pick any two that you want to start, and we'll just pick these two right here. And let's spin. Here we go. And man, I can't wait to see which one of these makes more money. That's a 7 red, and we lost that one. So we're going to add another corner in. And you can add it wherever you want and spin as long as they're moving around. So here we go. And we don't increase the size of the bets, just add one more. And that's a 2 black. Fantastic. That's a $30 win. We're already up $20. And let's pick two corners and spin again. And here we go. This is a fan favorite. And a lot of my friends, this is their favorite roulette system. Look at that. That's a $35 win. We're up 55 already. And here we go. And I've ran into a lot of people in the casinos using this strategy, especially at Resorts World. And let's go ahead now and add one more. And Circa as well, actually. Now that I think about it, I've met subscribers at both places using this system. So that's a 20 black. Fantastic. Another $30 win. We're up 75. Let's go ahead and we'll start with, let's do these two right here and spin. And here we go. Let's see what we get. That's a 20 black, and we lost that one. So we're going to add one more corner in. Let's go ahead and do that. And we'll add this one right there. And maybe we'll get a repeater there and hit another 20 and win. Let's see. Okay, that is a 1 red, and that's a loss. We're going to go to 4 corners now. And then once we add that in, we're going to double the bets from 20 to 40 and spin. You don't double until you get to 4 corners. And here we go. That's a 4 black, and we keep hitting low numbers, so we lost again. And when you add the 5th corner in, you need to add it in at $10 because the rest are already at 10. Then you double the bets and spin. Now all of a sudden you have a much better chance of winning. There's more numbers covered, and that's a 9 red. And we got it. That's an $80 win. So we're up $90, and we picked 2 new corners. And the really cool thing about Kentucky White systems is the more that you lose, the better chance you have of winning the next spin, which is fantastic. And that's a 17 black. And boy, that's a really good win there of $35. We're up 125 now. And that's why we start with just 2. Even though some people say, well, why do you start with 2? You're not going to hit it. Well, I think we've already hit it twice so far. So when you do hit it, it really pays off. That's a 32 red, and we missed it. So we're going to add one more. Let's go ahead and add this one right here and spin. Now we have 3 out there. That's 12 numbers covered. And let's spin. That's a 21 red. Fantastic. Another $30 win, up 145. Okay, let's pick 2 on either end. And as long as we keep moving them around, we're good. And here we go. That's a 29 black. And that's a $35 win. We did it again. We're up $180. Wow, that's incredible. And actually, let's do this one and this one. Okay, here we go. Let's keep moving them around, and hopefully we'll get some more great hits. And we're not going to win that one either way because we hit 0. So we'll just add a 3rd one in. But that's really no different than, losing on the first attempt. And so that doesn't really hurt us much. And that's a 3 red. And we lost that. So we'll add a 4th one in. And when we do that, we're going to go ahead and double the bet. So let's add that in and then double and spin. Now we're at a $40 total bet with Kentucky White's Moving Corners. Don't forget the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde system coming up. I'm really excited to share that with you, and we won again. So we're up $205 now. Okay, let's start with these 2 right here and spin. Keep moving them around. And here we go. And then once we get to 6, I'll share with you how to deal with that. That is a loss there. So we'll add one more. And let's go ahead and do that and spin. And let's see what we get here. Maybe we'll get a high number. Look at that, 35 black. We'll take it. That's a $30 win. We are up $225. So we're rolling here, and let's go ahead and we'll pick these two right here and spin. See if we can stay in that area. That's a 23 red. Fantastic. All right, we're up $260 now with Kentucky White's moving corners. Let's pick the ones in the middle this time and see what happens on the top. Here we go, and that's an 18 red. Again, fantastic. Okay, up $295. Okay, that's why we're going to keep moving them around, and we're not going to keep them in one spot. And let's see what we get here. Maybe we can get another high number. And let's see what we get. Okay, that's a 4 black. We went to the other side. So let's stay over here on the high side. And let's go right here and then spin. And let's see if we can get another high number. Oh, it's staying low now. We might have to move over there a little bit. So let's go ahead and add our fourth one in. We hit the 3 and the 4. Let's go ahead and add one right here and then double. And now we have a little bit of lower number coverage with the high numbers. And we'll see if we can get a win here. That's a 33 black. Oh, we missed that one. So we're going to add a fifth one in. And when we do that, remember, when we add the fifth one in, we add it in at $10 because the rest are already at 10 because we previously doubled. Now we double from 50 to 100 and spin. And again, we have a much better chance of hitting this one now because we have 5 corners, and that's a 15 black. Again, that's the great thing about Kentucky White systems. The more you lose, the better chance you have of winning the next spin. We're up $310. And let's go ahead and let's pick those two right there and spin. And we're going to keep moving these things around with Kentucky White's moving corners. That's an 18 red, and we lost that one. So let's go ahead and add a third one in. Let's go ahead and add it right here and spin. And let's see what we get. All right. That's a 15 black. Okay, we missed it again. And we're going to add a fourth one in and double. So let's go ahead and do that. And here we go. Now we're at a $40 total bet with 16 numbers covered. And let's spin. That's a 29 black. Fantastic. Another win. We're up $335 and just cruising right now. And let's do these two right here and spin. We're going to keep moving them around and hopefully keep winning with moving corners. And that's an 11 black. Okay, we lost that one. So let's add the third one in. And we'll add one. Let's add one right here just in case we get a repeater on this one. Let's see what we get. There we go. That's a 35 black. And that's definitely a loss. So we'll add the fourth one in and then double. So let's add one in right here and then double and spin. That'll give us some first column coverage. And that's a 20 black. Another nice win. So I love hitting the 20 and the 17. We're up $360. And let's start with those two right there. And let's keep making profit. Here we go. That's a 2 black. Okay, that's a loss. Let's go ahead and add one more. And then spin. All right, here we go. And my best friend uses this strategy. It's the only strategy he uses. But again, I see a lot of people using this strategy. So especially when I'm in Vegas. And we'll add one more and double. Because we got to 4. You don't double till you get to 4. And here we go. That's a 10 black. Okay, we lost again. And let's go ahead and add one more. And then, let me make sure we have that right. That says 45. Let's put those back in again. So it should be like this. And then we double to 40. Okay, there we go. Let's spin. And here we go. That's a 3 red. Okay, we lost that one. So we'll add the 5th one in. Remember, we added in at $10 because the rest are already at 10. And then we double and spin. And if we lose this, we go, we add one more. And here we go. That's a 0. We did lose it. And you always hope those zeros hit earlier in the progression. But so that's a little unfortunate. But let's go ahead now. And we're going to add this next one in they're at 20, so we're going to add these in at 20. But let's go ahead and make it look the same here, even though it's the same. There we go. They're all at $20, and then we're going to double. And now we have a fantastic chance of winning because we have 6 corners covered. So really good chance of winning here. That's a 32 red. Okay, and when you win with 6 corners, you need to look and see if you're happy with your profit and if you want to take the risk of reducing those. Or you can try to get 2 wins with 6. Okay, but what I like to do is I like to take off the one that just hit and then try to get one more win. But this is a risk because we're still up a lot. We're up 275, and we could go right back to the beginning where we started and make a lot of money. But if we hit this one, it's going to be big. So let's give it a try. And usually I only do this if I'm not doing well. A lot of times I'll take a little bit of a loss if I hit 6 and start over. And but let's see what happens here. That's a 12 red. And it paid off. That's a $160 win. Now we're back up for 35. So basically I just removed the one that just hit and spun again. And then we restart. We're up $435. But again, you don't have to do that. And let's switch back to $5 units now. You don't have to do that. If you're doing well and you don't want to risk, going in a bad direction, just take a little bit of a loss and restart when you win at 6. That's another way of doing it. It just depends where you're at with your profits, and if you're happy with where you're at after you had the win with 6. So let's go ahead and spin. And remember, if you're up $400 and you drop back to $350, you're still a winner for the day. You don't have to keep taking big risks. You're doing really well. And at any point, and we're going to add the 4th one in a double now. At any point, remember, you can just cash out and declare victory and know that you are a winner for the day. And that's a 25 red. Okay, we lost that one. Let's go ahead and we're going to add the 5th one in at $10 and then double. And then now spin. And again, each time you lose, you have a better chance of winning the next spin. That's a 35 black. And we got it. $80 win, up $450. So that's another reason why you don't always want to take that big risk, is because a lot of times you're back to where you were before in a few minutes anyway, or less. And that's an 8 black. How about that? See what I mean? And now we're at 485 again. So it's not always worth it, even though it worked out today for us. It's not always worth it taking that extra attempt at a high level when you're doing really well. And that's a loss. Let's go ahead and add a 3rd one in. And then we're going to go ahead and spin. And if we lose this, we'll add a 4th and then double. Excuse me. And that's a 16 red. Okay, that's a loss. We'll add the 4th one in and then double. Let's go ahead and do that. We're at a $40 bet now. 16 numbers covered. And let's get the win. That's a 12 red. Okay, awesome. $50 win, up $510. And let's pick these two right here and see if we can get a win with just 8 numbers. That would be awesome. That's a 7 red. Okay, we lost that one. We're going to add one more in. And then we don't double till we get to 4. So here we go. Again, this is Kentucky White's moving corners. We're doing incredible again today with it. And we lost that one, so we're going to add a 4th one in. Let's go ahead and add this one right here and then double and spin. And you never know, we might get a repeater on that corner right there. Let's see if we do. That's a 5 red. Ooh, we missed it. So let's add a 5th one in. And remember, we add the 5th one in at $10. So let's do that. And then we're going to double. And now all of a sudden we have a much better chance of winning because we have 5 corners covered. Okay, that's a 20 black. And there's our win. So we're up $525. And that's our 15 minutes. So with Kentucky White's Moving Corners, we made $525 profit in 15 minutes. That's pretty awesome. Let me know down in the comments what you think. And now it is time for the new Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde roulette system by Todd Hoover. Let's jump right in and get started. Can't wait for this one. Here we go. All right, the time is finally here for the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde roulette system by Todd Hoover. He said you can make so much money with this system, and I can't wait to share it with you. And let's just get started. And this is going to be the Dr. Jekyll part of this system starting out. We're going to start with just a $5 bet on this double street, 31.34, and let's spin. And I can't wait to go through this with you, and that's a 26 black. Okay, we lost that one. If you lose that one, what we're going to do next is we're going to add a corner bet for $5 and then just spin again. And here we go. Let's see if we can get a win here. And that's a 29 black. And we got one. That's a $35 win. We're up 30. We're just going to restart with $5 on the 31.34 double street again. And let's spin. And again, this is the first part of this system, the Dr. Jekyll, and then we're going to have the Mr. Hyde. And I'll share how both of those work. And they work together. So let's go ahead and add one more in. And now we're on a corner bet and a double street. And here we go. That is a 17 black. Okay, we lost that one. Let's go ahead and we're going to add a street in now. And then we're going to go ahead and spin. Okay, so we have a double street, we have a corner, and then we have a street. That's a 24 black. And we got it. That was a good one. $45 win. Now we're up 60 bucks. Let's go ahead and restart and spin. And here we go. And you can do this from the other side as well, and we might do that as we go through. That's a 36 red, but right now it's doing pretty well on this right side. We're up $85. And let's just repeat the bet. Here we go. And once we have multiple losses, you'll see the Mr. Hyde portion of this. And I need to show you the rest of this first part. And that is a loss. So let's go ahead and add the corner bet in and spin. And here we go. Okay, that's a 21 red. Okay, we lost that one. We're going to add $5 in on the street right here. 22, 23, 24, and spin. And here we go. That's a 13 black. Okay, we lost that one. Now we're going to put a $5 bet on the 17-20 split and spin. And here we go again. That's a 29 black. Awesome, $25 win. We're up 80 bucks. We restart. And we can go ahead and let's restart on the other side this time and see what happens. So let's go ahead and spin, and here we go. That's a 22 black. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to add the corner bet in and spin. All right, here we go. That's a 31 black. And man, we would have won that one. Maybe we should have stayed over there. Okay, but you never know. We're going to add the street in now and spin. Okay, we're at a $15 total bet now, and here we go. That's a 13 black. Actually, it paid off being over here. That was a $45 win. We're up $110 now. So we'll stay on this side one more time. And the second portion of this is where you really make a ton of money if you hit. And I can't wait to share the Mr. Hyde portion of this with you. And there's still more to the Dr. Jekyll that we haven't got to as well, which is this first part here. And here we go. Okay. But as you get further on with this system, you can make a lot more money. And what we're doing pretty well right now, just in the first phase. So let's go ahead and spin again here. And let's see if we can get a low number. That's a 25 red. Okay, and that's a loss. We're going to go ahead now and we're going to go to the split bet on the 1720. Okay, and there's one more part of the Dr. Jekyll that we need to get to. And look at that. That is a $70 win. We're up 150 bucks. Let's switch back over to the right side now and spin. And here we go. And after, there's one more bet you add in after that split in the first part of this system. Oh, and of course, right when we move it, it hits the low side over there. So let's go ahead and we'll stay with where we're at and spin. And let's see what we get. And now, of course, it's going low. Okay, so we're going to go ahead now and we're going to add the street in and spin. But once we have more losses, you'll get to see more of how this system works. So that'll actually be good for learning the steps to this. But that's a nice $45 win there. We're up 180 bucks now. Okay, let's stay on this right side and spin. I have so much more to share with you on this one. We have a lot more to go. And that's a 5 red. And we would have won that on the other side, but you never know. So we're going to go ahead and spin again. So we have a double street and a corner. And we have 2 phases. We haven't even got to the second phase yet. And we haven't finished the first phase of this system yet. So let's go ahead and add that street and spin. So we have the double street, the corner, and the street now. That's a 22 black. Wow, fantastic. $45 win. We're up 210. Let's switch to the other side again. And spin. And here we go. That's a 9 red. We didn't quite get it. So let's go ahead and we're going to add that in and spin. Now we have a corner and a double street. That's a 26 black. Okay, and that's a loss. So we're going to add this street now and spin. Hopefully we'll get through at least the first part of this. That's a 30 red. And that's a loss. So we're going to add in now the split bet at $5. And here we go. This is the Dr. Jekyll portion of this, and that's a 7 red. And we missed it, even though it hit on the low side. So now we're going to add a single number in over here on the right side. We're going to add the 35 at $5 and spin. And this is the last bet of the Dr. Jekyll portion of this. And then we get to the, oh my goodness, we'll get to the Mr. Hyde. How about that? That's a $155 win on the 35. Now we're up $315. That is incredible. But don't worry, we'll get to the second portion of this. Either way, I'll cover it. But let's restart now, and that's a 34 red. $25 win. We're up $340, and that is incredible. So let's go ahead and we'll add one more corner in and spin. And here we go. That's a 21 red. Okay, another good, or another loss. I don't know why I said good there. Let's add our street in now and spin. But as we have more losses, we'll go through the Mr. Hyde portion of this. And it has super huge profit potential. And but we'll keep taking the wins. In the meantime, we're at $375. And let's start on the left side this time. We'll go low and see what we get. And look at that. That's a 1 red. That was a good decision. Okay, up $400 now. Let's start on the right side again. And spin. And here we go. That's a 14 red. We lost that one. So we're going to go ahead and add that corner in now. And spin. And here we go. That's a 21 red. Okay, we lost that one. Let's add our street in. So here we go. We're going to add that street in and spin. And if we lose this one, we'll add our split bet. That's a 32 red. We got the win. So we're at $400. And we'll start on the, let's stay on the right side actually. And but now we'll probably see some low numbers, but hopefully not. Here we go. That's okay. We wouldn't have won the first one with that. So let's go ahead and we'll add the corner bet now and spin. And here we go. Oh, it is going low. That's a 12 red. And we would have won that one, but that's all right. You never know which side to pick. So let's add the street now and spin. And here we go. Oh, man, it's really staying low on this one. Okay, so we're going to have to go to our split bet now and spin. But with all these losses, at least you're going to get to see the full progression here. And that's a 16 red. Okay, we lost that one. So we're going to add a single bet in it on the number 2. And this is the final bet of Dr. Jekyll. And then we're going to go to Mr. Hyde. That's a 36 red. Okay, and that's a $5 win. So we're up 355, and he says if you get the win, you just basically restart and take a little bit of a loss. So we did lose 50 bucks there, but we'll go over. Well, let's go a little farther, and then we'll go over Mr. Hyde. We'll get to it. Let's go ahead and spin. But once you win, you're supposed to start over. That's a 12 red. Okay, we lost that one. We're going to add the corner in now and spin. And here we go. That's a 31 black. That's a $20 win. Fantastic. We're up 370. Let's go low this time and spin. See what we can get here. And we hit the one that paid the least out of all those. That's why we had a little bit of a setback there. Ooh, we would have won that one on the high side. But again, you never know. And let's go ahead and spin. We're on the second portion of Dr. Jekyll here. And that's a 22 black. Okay, we lost. We're going to add the street in now and spin. And let's see what we get on this one. That's a 32 red. We should have gone high. But you never know. You never know which side to bet on. So let's go ahead and add our split bet in now and see if we can get a 17 or a 20. That'd be awesome. Nope, not a 17 or 20. That's an 8 black. But it is a win, and we're up 365. Let's just stay on the low side for now and spin. And here we go. And again, the biggest profit potential on this is the Mr. Hyde, which we haven't got to yet. However, the safest portion of this probably is the Dr. Jekyll. So let's go ahead and spin. But you'll still have good high coverage with Mr. Hyde. So I can't wait to share that with you. That's a 9 red. Okay, nice $35 win there. We're up $395. And it's cycling a little bit now, which is okay. And let's see what we get here. That's a 9 red. Okay, we lost. Let's go ahead and we'll add the, oops, not that one. We'll add the corner bet in and spin. And then we'll go over Mr. Hyde, the second portion of this. You never know. We might go through it on this this one right here. It's always better if we go through it when we're actually playing. And let's add that in. That's just easier to figure out and learn when you're actually playing. That's a 3 red. Okay, that's a loss. We're going to add our bet in on the 17-20 split. And that's obviously the best one to hit because it only covers 2 numbers. Almost hit the 20. That would have been big. Okay, so we're going to add in, and you might see Mr. Hyde on this one for sure. We're going to add in the number 2 on our single number bet and spin. And here we go. That's a 6 black. And we didn't get it. So now we're at Mr. Hyde. And Mr. Hyde starts by just adding a single $5 bet to the number 2. And spin. And here we go. And as we go along, we have a better chance of winning. That's a 36 red. Okay, and that is a break even. So he said if you break even, you just rebet. So let's do that and spin. But if you get a win, any win that's where you actually win money, you restart. That's a 5 red. Okay, so the next portion of Mr. Hyde is we add 2 $5 bets to the 17-20. And then we spin again. And here we go. And now we could have setbacks if we hit on the far right side. But we have huge potential here. So now we're going to add 3 $5 bets to this street. Okay? And then we're going to go ahead and spin. And here we go. Oh, it almost hit the 2. That's a 28 black. And we lost again. So now now we're going to add 4 $5 bets to this corner. And then spend $75 total bet. Okay, that's a 27 red. And that's a $150 win. We're back up 345 and we restart. If we were to have lost that one, we add 6 $5 bets to the double street over here on the 31-34. And then if you lose that, you restart and you add 1 more to the 2, 2 more to the 17-20, 3 more to the 22-23-24, 4 more to the corner, and then 6 more to the double street until you win. And we're up $345. If you do get a win and there's a small setback, that's okay. But there's also huge potential for massive wins. So let's go ahead and restart. We'll start on the left side. And actually, I'm sorry, we're at the 15-minute mark. So so this is complete, and that is a 2 black. So that's a $25 win. So we made, in 15 minutes, we made $370 profit with the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde roulette system by Todd Hoover. Let me know what you think of it down in the comments as usual. And I just want to thank everyone that's been sending all these systems in. You guys are amazing. And thank you for going on this search for me every single day for the best roulette system possible. I love it. And if you're enjoying it, please like, share, and subscribe. Let's keep growing this community of people that love roulette. This is the Roulette Master, and have a great day, everybody.